Jai Sriman Narayan. Jai Sriman Narayan. Jai Sriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagat Guru Sudarshan Acharyaji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to our Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to our 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi, and I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally, and internationally, and I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted on YouTube subsequently, and the various groups from around the world. Today is a great day in a great 2 weeks or 12 days, which started on the 2nd of February this year, and it will culminate, I think, on the 12th of February. Is it? 14th of February. Yesterday, the statue of equality was inaugurated in Hyderabad, India, at the Chinna Jeeyar Swami ashram. This is a great, one of the greatest moments in the Sri Sampradaya, for the very son of the Sri Sampradaya, Lord Sri Ramanuj, was on this earth 1,000 years ago, and he was the first human entity in this past 5,000 years of Kali Yug to bring about or re-establish the perfect philosophy of Lord Sriman Narayan, and also practically himself be an example of equality for all. His wife, his young and beautiful wife, was sacrificed in this quest for equality for all. She continued to be an orthodox Brahmin, and when Lord Sri Ramanuj embraced those of a lower caste than herself, she became extremely upset. And Lord Sri Ramanuj had to finally let go of his wife for this great quest of equality. Every aspect of equality was practiced, experienced, and expounded by Lord Sri Ramanuj to the world. There is nothing new you can learn today and claim to be the owner of that concept when it is related to equality for all. It was Lord Sri Ramanuj, the first human entity to dissect the ill doings of society and the caste system. He dissected it, he experienced it, and he taught it. He lived for 120 years. He traversed the length and breadth of India. He taught the kings. At that time, India had about 500 princely states, and he taught the kings the absolute philosophy of Lord Sri Sriman Narayan. And equality stems from the Supreme Lord Himself, our Creator, who created you, who created me, who created all living entities. It is His injunction that there must be equality for all, as expounded throughout his life by Lord Sri Ramanuj. The Sri Narayan Dham takes note of the current Prime Minister of India, and if you have an opportunity, go and watch the videos. You'll see Sri Narendra Modi ji's attributive consciousness was connected to Lord Sri Ramanuj, and he looked exactly like a king yesterday. And describing him as a king yesterday, I think 3 days prior, the leader of the opposition in India, Rahul Gandhi, stated that Sri Modi ji is not the king of India. India is not his kingdom. And 3 days later, Lord Sri Ramanuj has shown that Sri Narendra Modi ji, to him, is the king of India. So I don't want to get too deep into the politics of India, but we will project from the Sri Narayan Dham guidance to Indian politics. That will be at a later stage. For the purposes of this discourse today, whoever is a follower in the Sri Sampradaya, a particle of Lord Sri Ramanuj, exists in that personality. This equality for all, this mission has been taken up vigorously by the Sri Narayan Dham. We are non-stop in our commitment to bring all races, all religions, all cultures, and all creeds in one capsule. And I think internationally, in 2021, we have been the most successful ever in this 5,000 years, practically, to have brought all religions, all races, all cultures, all creeds under one roof at one point in time, where everybody embraced each other with absolute love. We've accomplished that. This is a microcosm of what the Supreme Lord or the Supreme Lord's desire is. The Lord is never happy when one religion is claiming to be superior than another religion. Lord is not happy. Lord is not happy when one dimension claims to be superior than another dimension of humans. Lord is never happy, and He never will be happy. This universe was created to get rid of those sentiments. No one is superior than another. It cannot happen. It is scientifically impossible. It is only a perception. It is only a perception held in your attributive consciousness that deludes you to be superior than another person. It is a delusion. One human superior than another human, it is a delusion. And as we progress in our discourses, I will scientifically dissect this topic and show you how and why this is not possible. So whilst I'm remembering, right here in South Africa, I want to pay tribute to a great Christian, Dr. Julie Chetty. She has held the view that I am expounding today, that no religion is superior than another religion. She embraced Sanatan Dharma, she embraced Islam in equal basis to her own religion, Christianity. And simply for embracing Sanatan Dharma and Islam, she was shot down by her own pastors. So the Sri Narayan Dham, together with our members that have met her, we were present on the occasion that she was awarded her doctorate in divinity. And it was even more amazing that the presiding bishop asked me to hand over this doctorate of divinity to Pastor Julie. And those of you that know me I'm not for perceptions. I am real. I explained last week, this is not a Mickey Mouse satsang. I am not a Mickey Mouse guru. I do not touch heads and make magic for you. I'm for real, you for real, God is for real, and I'm the real connector to you and to God. That is a reality. So I would not have attended Dr. Julie's function if she was not who she is. There is no reason for the Sri Narayan Dham to be involved with anyone that is not for real. We have enough publicity on our own strength as the Sri Narayan Dham. We do not need to go outside and make fake friendships to increase our publicity. If we meet you and if we embrace you, it has to be heart to heart. And this relationship between Dr. Julie and a Church of Transformation for God, is it? And the Sri Narayan Dham is a heart to heart relationship. This is not a stage managed relationship. We are for real. We love her institution and her institution loves us. You can go on my face page and you can see when Dr. Julie Chetty comments. She writes in a comment, as a doctor in Christianity, in divinity, Jai Sriman Narayan. It comes from her heart. She really believes in social cohesion. She really believes in equality for all. She really believes in interfaith. It is part of her lifestyle and it is part of our lifestyle. So I am doing this tribute on behalf of Dr. Julie Chetty so that she may progress and evolve to higher heights in whatever she aims at. Coming back to Lord Sri Ramanuj, he was almost unknown for many centuries out of India, and it was Sri Chinna Jeeyar Swami who took his greatness and traversed all the continents of this earth. Sri Chinna Jeeyar Swami, whom I had the opportunity to meet in 2018. I stayed at his ashram for 3 days, and this same statue of equality, I had an opportunity to do parikrama around this great murti of Lord Sri Ramanuj, and I sang the Ramanuj mantra. It's on video. I also had the opportunity of carving. Did you all see me with the hammer and chisel? Amita? Now that is the only fake photograph you're going to find of me. So there were artisans that was busy carving and using angle grinders, and I asked them to lend me the hammer and chisel. I took out a photograph. I took the angle grinder and I acted as if I was molding a beautiful artifact. So that is the only fake. Amita, I'm telling you in advance, so you don't have to go look at every photograph of the Guru to see which is fake. I'm telling you all in advance. That is the only set of fake photographs. Alright? Everything else is for real. Okay? Some of you like when I kick and I bash. But when you get bashed, then you want to run away from the satsang. But you like others to be bashed. So where's the equality for all there? You understand? So Lord Sri Ramanuj, his philosophy is called Vishesh Advaita. But it was not called Vishesh Advaita for him, and he per se does not have a philosophy. It is writers and authors and scholars that are given Lord Sri Ramanuj credit. All Lord Sri Ramanuj did, and I'm saying this with the utmost respect, he did not create his own philosophy. This is the absolute science of Lord Sriman Narayan that he re-established after Vedavyas established it in 5,000 years ago when he was around. Then these teachings, knowledge can never get lost. Can knowledge get lost? Knowledge will always exist as knowledge when man became ignorant of this knowledge. Remember, Lord Sri Krishna was on this earth at the end of Dwapara Yuga. When he left for Vaikuntha, Kali Yug set in. What is the principal formula for Kali Yug? 75% ignorance. So, at the very onset, after remember Vedavyas lived with Lord Sri Krishna when he was on this earth 5,000 years ago. Vedavyas was part of the Mahabharata, and the Bhagavad Gita is an extract of the Mahabharata. Vedavyas experienced himself as being part of the story of Mahabharata, and then he compiled the Mahabharata by directly living the Mahabharata. All of you understand? Like Valmiki, he lived in the time of Lord Sri Ram, he experienced the Ramayana, and then he compiled the Ramayana. The author was directly involved in both the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. And the author of the Mahabharata is Vedavyas. Subsequent to Vedavyas compiling all of the Vedas, Kali Yug set in. Now, a human, the soul that is inserted in every living entity, 8.4 million species of living entities, the soul take 8.4 million types of bodies. The soul itself has consciousness of two kinds. Substantive consciousness, where the soul knows itself, and attributive consciousness, where the soul becomes aware of the outside world. At the moment, everyone is in attributive consciousness. Nobody is aware, or very few is aware of its true absolute nature, which is itself as the soul. Everyone is aware of things that are outside him or her, and that is the attributive consciousness which has been contaminated, through karma, and karma is actions and reactions of your past. So if you're going to come to this satsang, and whilst I'm at it, Mataji was very agitated on the phone yesterday. I heard her from the kitchen, and then she told me she was talking to Sita, our great Aishwarya, Sita. And the contents of the conversation was that Sita's sugar goes right up to 16 and 18, and Sita is not taking care of her health. And I pleaded to Mataji, please, we have enough devotees you have to worry over. Don't worry over Sita, because there is not an illness on earth that is brave enough to enter Sita's body and tackle Sita. Not an illness on this earth that can enter Sita's body. Leave Sita alone. Use your energies on other devotees. Is it true, Sita? You think any illness can last in your body for more than a millisecond? Sita? You think any illness want to live in there? Alright? So coming back, the Lord has to be scientific. The Lord has to be scientific, and the Lord has to be the absolute scientist. The Lord has to be the absolute scientist. This material universe, together with all the millions of universes floating simultaneously, is created by the science of the Lord. Yes or no? The Creator has to be scientific, because this universe is created through science. Is it not? This is a scientific universe created by science through the Supreme Lord. Then all processes that is required by the human entity in engaging with each other, in engaging with other species, and in engaging with the Lord has to be scientific. Yes or no? Is it not logical? Is it not logical? If the absolute scientist is the Lord, He is the creator of all these universes, then every interaction between every living entity has to be scientific. Is it logic? So, in order to connect to the Lord, He has created a scientific system. He has created a scientific system. And this is why I'm explaining to you that the consciousness of the soul, I'm not saying of the human being, I'm saying the consciousness of the soul is experienced in two dimensions. In the substantive dimension, where the soul knows itself, and the attributive dimension, where the soul knows everything that exists outside itself. Outside itself. This attributive consciousness in its karmic state becomes contracted. In its karmic state becomes contracted. And in its liberated state become expanded. Contracted, expanded. So I want you to imagine the aerial in your car. Aerial in your motor vehicle. When you start your car, there are some vehicles that fitted with an aerial that would rise as soon as you start your car, and you can pick up all the signals and frequencies. Yes or no? But when you switch your car off, what happens to the aerial? It goes back into, it contracts. It contracts. So when your car is started, it's in a position of knowing. Yes or no? Your car is a computer box. When you start it, it knows itself. Does a car know itself? It knows its capacity. It knows how many horsepower it has to provide for you. It knows when you select it into gear, it must move forward. It knows when you select it in reverse, it must move backward. It's the knowing nature of the car. Yes? When you switch it off, the car goes into ignorance. Yes or no? The car would not know to move forward, move backward, move sideways. The car would not know any function because it is switched off. Similarly, through lifetimes of karma, the attributive consciousness or the aerial of the soul gets contracted. When it gets contracted, it cannot pick up any frequencies. The frequencies are there all the time, are they not? But if your if the aerial is pushed at an off position, it won't be able to pick up the frequency that is there all the time. Similarly, the Lord is talking to you all the time. The Lord is talking to you all the time, but your aerial is in an off position. Your attributive consciousness is in disconnect. Your attributive consciousness is in disconnect. You are also talking to God. Devashni, when you're in a problem, what you start doing? Devashni, God is talking to you. When you are in a problem, you are talking to God. So we got a message from Devashni's mother this morning that she is going to a funeral. Who's going to a funeral? Devashni's mother. So I informed Devashni's father that this ashram did not give Devashni any powers to make dead people come alive, and she should be at this satsang because she needs the potency of the satsang. She needs to qualify in her examinations this year. So her dad brought her very, very quickly. Devashni is in control of her mum and her dad. She knows the buttons. From what year you've been pressing these buttons, Devashni? You told Acharyaji in confidence. Mum and dad are not here. From the age of 4, Devashni has been pressing these buttons. Alright? So coming back, Devashni, just before she gets a paper and even after she gets a paper, she screams out to God. God is always screaming out to every living entity, especially humankind. The Vedas, that is reduced to writing for the purposes of mankind only, exist in spiritual form all the time. Exist in spiritual form all the time. The Vedas is a frequency. It is a frequency. And in that frequency, in 545,000 verses, the Lord is screaming to humankind every millisecond of every millisecond. But humankind does not have the aerial of the attributive consciousness on so that it can receive this frequency and this message from the Lord. The message of the Lord is plain continuously. It's plain continuously. Satish Bhai, continuously. It's telling you, Satish Bhai, leave your chicken, leave your fish, become a vegetarian and come to me. What is telling you, Satish Bhai? That tape is on continuously. Satish Bhai, leave your meat, leave your chicken, leave your prawns, come to me. Satish Bhai, it's there. It is there. You can't hear it yet. You can't hear it yet. Your aerial is just a centimeter below reaching the frequency. Okay? So don't get frightened. Meat is the last thing you must leave. Meat is the last thing you have to, if you want to leave. Don't get frightened. Next week I won't see anybody in my satsang. Okay? First thing you must leave, that's pulling the aerial of your attribute of consciousness down, is anger. Yes? Anger. Anger has the heaviest weight in your attribute of consciousness. Start proportionately releasing your anger. Proportionately every day, 1 joule of anger. Anger is an energy. It's measured in joules. Alright? You can get angry, rev your car up, put your accelerator flat down, release your handbrake and crash into the wall. You can measure the destruction of your anger in joules, the momentum between your car and the wall. You understand? That is how the American unleashed the anger on Japan. In 1940, when? 1949. That if you have to calculate that destruction of America's anger, people are still suffering today. So many years and that anger has not been calculated yet. All of you understand? So the attribute of consciousness, that aerial of yours that is held down, that is refusing to go up, you can be a vegetarian. You can be a Satish Bhai is laughing, okay. That says everything for everything. You heard Satish Bhai laughing? And you heard his wife laughing. And you heard what Guruji said. You can be a vegetarian, but if that anger is not gone, you can't say, I'm spiritual. And this is where people make a mistake. I experienced it, I saw it. Okay? Well, I'm not picking sides, but I saw it in Mataji's family. Many vegetarians, they'll tell you, I'm vegetarian, I'm spiritual. I'm vegetarian, I'm spiritual. Then they can take a car and drive over you. You understand? And feel nothing. So I'm saying, if becoming a vegetarian is the last part. Letting go of your anger. And there is no one that can let go of the anger as a switch. Anger is an energy. You have to convert that energy to love. Anger is an energy. It cannot leave you and go somewhere. Energy is converted. Energy cannot be destroyed. Yes or no? If energy cannot be destroyed, you cannot take out your anger and give it to your enemy. That is why You have to convert that anger. You have to convert that anger. When you are angry, very angry, Jessica, then opposite to that anger is peacefulness. Those that are always angry never have peace. Those that are always angry never have peace. So turn the switch of anger to peace. Turn the switch of anger to peace. Anger only destroys you, because in whose body that energy of anger resides? Whose body? Your body, Jessica. For that infinite times you've been angry with your husband. He's still a peaceful man, look at him. Your anger only destroyed you. By you banging your pot in the kitchen, nothing happened to poor Satish Bhai. He just walked out of the flat. And it was through your anger, Jessica, that he moved to that building, Paradise Valley. Every time you got angry, he looked at nature. Okay? Angry wives and angry wives to be. Convert that anger to peace and love. I have a husband, wife and child devotee that do not come to satsang anymore, but they love the Guru as much as when they were in satsang. The wife had more anger than an atomic and a neutron bomb put together. She used to come in my kutir and tell me, Acharyaji, I was so angry, that even I shook in my boots. So she did a 6 months anger management course at the ashram. And today she is the most peaceful and loving wife that exists. Because she believed in the Guru. She believed that the Guru had capacity to remove her anger. 6 months at his bhai. And they come to the satsang on my birthday. Every birthday they hear. So this coming birthday, between the 3rd and the 10th of October, I'm already inviting all of you who don't believe me. You can have a one-on-one with this angry young woman. Okay? So you need to start converting. When you remove anger, Jessica, the cousin of anger is arrogance and greed. Cousin of anger is arrogance and greed. Anger, arrogance, greed. One bloodline. They all live together. Anger, arrogance, greed. If you have greed and you do not attain what you want to attain, you naturally become angry. In your anger, you are naturally arrogant. Yes or no? Because it's one family. It's a cluster. The government, they have their ministerial clusters. These traits, these energies that reside in you, they impel you to your own destruction. They impel you to your own destruction. An arrogant person burns all the bridges around him or her, yes or no? And then the arrogant person will think why other people have so many friends and you don't. Even your family keeps far away from arrogant people. And we've experienced ourselves, yes or no? Yes. Arrogance, anger, greed keeps the aerial of your communication or your connection to God away from you. Away from you. You can go to Isipingo temple. You can go to Mount Edgecombe temple. You can bust how many coconuts you want. You can take how many vows you want. You can take how many roosters you want and throw it on the temple roof, Satish Bhai. Satish Bhai, why are you laughing? Have you been to Isipingo temple?
I catch it to the other side.
Jessica, have you been to Isipingo temple?
Yes, sir.
Did you go and buy all those things that you are ill? You got a shoulder pain, there's a metal shoulder there. If you got an eye problem, there's a metal eye there. You can do all that. Your shoulder problem will still be there. Your eye problem will still be there because your attribute of consciousness. You have to connect to your Creator's laptop. You have to connect to your Creator's laptop. All of you have cars with computer boxes. Then when your car goes awry, when it starts malfunctioning, then you need that manufacturer's laptop to be plugged onto your vehicle, and the vehicle need to be recalibrated. Yes or no? Now, when you are in all your situations, if your car is giving you all these technical problems, you can't buy a replica car part and show the car. Your gearbox is troubling you, go buy one trinket gearbox and show the gearbox and expect the gearbox to get right. Will it get right? You have to get a mechanic, remove the gearbox, replace the parts and put it back. Yes or no? Yes? So in a human being, if you have problems, you have to get your manufacturer's laptop to plug into your system. And that is your attribute of consciousness. For that laptop to get a reading, you have to remove anger, remove hatred. You know there are natural hatreds in this world. I've seen people just hating people. Even if you did nothing to them, they hate you. They hate you. I had a few haters in my satsang, Jessica. Yes, I had a few haters. They should hate every devotee of mine. Normally these haters, Jessica, not you and Satish Bhai, they come as husband and wife. I've had quite a few sets. And they just hate everyone. They look at everyone and they hate everyone, all right? Because hatred is an energy. Is it not an energy? It's an energy that is unlocked within you. That hatred you have for others, it only hurts you. It is poisonous. It is negative energy. Any hater is always negative. You understand? So the laptop of the Supreme Maker needs to plug into your attribute of consciousness and get a reading. And if you remove anger, hatred, lust, jealousy, envy and pride, these are 6 points that the Lord's laptop connects into you. These are 6 points. If you remove that, then you can be easily computed into your original status quo. And the original status quo of every soul is knowledge and bliss. Original status quo of every soul is knowledge and bliss. So, who is the technician that connects the Lord's laptop to your attribute of consciousness? Lord has ordained the Guru, the qualification. So when a technician comes to your computer and he wants to plug on your computer, he is going to check the plug point, won't he? You say computer not working. First he'll start with the plug points and then the plug-in points, and then he'll open the covers. Sita, don't come to me and let me open your cover. I got many people to see. I don't want to die with a shock with what I see. Alright? Sita? I'm joking, Sita. Alright? Are you understanding? So God has nominated and ordained the Guru system. All the Gurus, all bona fide Gurus, all bona fide pastors, all bona fide Maulanas. Everyone is a technician for the Supreme Lord. I'm forgetting rabbis. All these are God rubber stamped, authorized technicians in your different brands. These technicians will connect you to the Supreme Lord. This is what Lord Sri Ramanuj taught us. This teaching that I am giving you today, it took Lord Sri Ramanuj 120 years. 60 years of his life he lived in Sri Rangam, which is in South India, without leaving that temple complex. The Vedas were written on palm fronds. He did not have the luxury of the Guru, touch screen and get all the details. He had to take one frond at a time. You just can't carelessly open a palm frond. What you'll do to the scripture? You'll damage it. He had to literally sit in an ashram like this, put all the palm fronds on the floor and synthesize every verse, and synthesize 545,000 verses and make these verses coherent. So that it could be assimilated into the minds of men. And today I can easily sit here and give you this information as it was already re-established by Lord Sri Ramanuj. So I want to explain to you, especially those that are followers of Sanatana Dharma. It is stated, if you go to Google, that there are 6 schools of thoughts in Sanatana Dharma and 3 main philosophies. If you go to Google, have you been to Google? Have you read some books where it tells you there are 6 schools of thought and how many? 3 philosophies. Now let's be realistic. Let's be logical. God is absolute. His knowledge must be absolute. The philosophy must be absolute. Can 6 philosophies be absolute? Can 6 schools of thoughts be absolute? God is a scientist. 1 + 1 must equal to 2. You can't have 6 formulas of 1 + 1 to give you 2. It can only be 1 + 1. Okay? So there's only one philosophy in Sanatan Dharma. How many? There is only one school of thought in Sanatan Dharma. How many? One. Alright? So I want you to understand like this. Have you heard a description of knowledge given as a tree of knowledge? Tree of knowledge. So God gave the original tree of knowledge. God gave the original tree of knowledge. Lord Sri Ramanuj re-established the original tree of knowledge. Timelessly, and this is the beauty of Sanatan Dharma and unique only to Sanatan Dharma. Timelessly saints are born. Saints are born with clippers. With clippers. So this tree of knowledge that is original by God, a saint will come and prune it. A saint will come and prune it. When you prune a tree, is it in its absolute state? Its absolute state was when it grew into that form. Once you prune it, then it is not absolute anymore. Yes or no? Then other saints are born and they graft this tree. They graft this tree. So I was eating a grafted fruit for about 2 weeks now, 3 weeks. It's in all the fruit and veg shops. What you call it? Nectarine. It's grafted. There's a fruit in between a peach and apple. Yes, so it has to be grafted. They cut a stem in between and they put another stem, they tied it up and the fruit tree got confused. It's given you, it's like Albany bread, best of both. Alright? So similarly, the original Vedas by Veda Vyas gets pruned and grafted over time through the uniqueness of Sanatan Dharma, so that we can initiate debate. We can initiate debate. Prune tree, original tree. Grafted tree, original tree. When you are initiated in a debate, what happens to your knowledge? So one saint will take 5% of the truth away and he'll graft it to his liking. Another saint will come and tell that saint, hey, this is wrong. What happens to the audience? Sorry? No, they become alive. There's a debate. When there's a debate, what happens to that inherent intellectual capacity that you have within you? What happens in a debate? You become vibrant. You become focused. Yes or no? Yes. And that keeps Sanatan Dharma alive, real and focused. So one saint will take away, will prune away, like I explained, on this dimension, that Swami Prabhupada, he pruned the Bhagavad Gita, he pruned a whole lot of Vedic knowledge. And then because when you prune something, what you do to the knowledge? You condense it. It becomes smaller. Yes or no? And some people like small knowledge. It's easier to maintain and contain a smaller amount of knowledge. So, for his purposes of followers in the West, he had to prune the knowledge. Too much of knowledge, he wouldn't have had so many followers. You can't explain to a man in the West that Lord Sriman Narayan takes 4 forms. From the 4 forms, Lord Sri Krishna is the 8th incarnation, and then it is that 8th incarnation that is speaking the Bhagavad Gita. Can you tell a Westerner that? Straight away he'll go back to what they were doing, and you'll know what they were doing there in America at that point in time. It would have been better to be in drugs than come into spirituality. Yes or no? Yes. So he had to prune, trim, graft. So he got their attention. Then my job is to tell everyone that that knowledge was pruned, trimmed and grafted. The real knowledge is by Lord Sri Ramanuj. So there will be a debate in ISKCON's camp. Yes or no? Yes. Ultimately, they have access to the same information that I have. Yes or no? And ultimately, they'll realize that it was a step in the evolution from ignorance to halfway or half-truths, and then from half-truths to absolute truth. Is it logical? We are all not manufactured the same. We all cannot take direct knowledge immediately. Some of us have to get the pruned knowledge, and after the pruned and grafted knowledge, the real knowledge. So this satsang, this ashram is Lord Sri Ramanuj's first ashram in this Kali Yug on the African continent. This ashram, the Sri Narayan Dham, is Lord Sri Ramanuj's first and only ashram at this point in time on the African continent. All of you understand? The word impossible does not exist in our vocabulary. It's part of the English vocabulary for us in this ashram in terms of our spiritual potency, in terms of our connection to the Supreme Lord. The word impossible does not exist. It cannot. You can't have God and impossible together, can you? It wouldn't make sense. You can't have the absolute scientist and say that he cannot make the absolute determination and result. Those two things cannot work together. All right? So material scientists are learning every day. Material scientists are learning every day. The absolute scientists do not have to learn everything. Everything is known. He is the creator. So I've been stating this since I became a guru many years ago, that I myself experienced everything. I was an atheist, and I did everything that you would be doing times a million in this Western civilization that we are living in. I'm not from India. I'm not born in the Himalayas, in Kedarnath and all those places. I'm here from South Africa. I'm a South African guru. I've experienced every pain that you have experienced. I've experienced every feeling or emotion that is inherent in every one of you. And then I became a guru. Not by my design, but by the Lord's design. I am here on behalf of the Lord to plug his laptop onto you and remove all the errors. And remove all the errors. God did not give, fortunately, this guru power just to touch your head and all your problems will go away. I do not have that power. I'm just an ordinary guru with a ordinary God. Ordinary guru with a ordinary God who has an ordinary laptop that I need to plug into you and remove the errors. Remove the errors. When the errors are gone, your life will become knowledgeable and blissful. Suffering is through ignorance. Suffering is through ignorance. If you are in a forest, if you do not have a GPS, if you do not know how to come out, you are suffering, isn't it? Yeah? But if you have a GPS and you are directed out, you are out. Jessica, Satish Bhai only bought his garment for the first car when garment came out was because he was tired of your voice screaming. That voice should lovingly tell him, turn left in 5 kilometers. Imagine how you should tell him, turn left in 5 kilometers, Jessica. So that is why he had the garment. He did not want to have an affair. All right? He just wanted a calm, soothing voice to direct him. Wives, I hope you all are listening and would be wives. All right? Are there any questions? Any questions? So we have proven this attributive consciousness concept live here on these satsangs. Guru does not do any magic in his kutir. Whatever is done live here. The world have seen. These are not miracles. If you take two chemicals and put them together, is it a miracle? No. It's a reaction of two chemicals. Similarly, if we connect you to God, it's a reaction between you and God. And when God reacts to you favorably, then your life is going to change. It is scientific. It is not miracle. But we like to hear the word miracle. Come to Acharya Sri Ramanuj satsang. There's miracles happening. We like that. We like to hear that. But there is no miracles. Everything is scientific. You have to work for it. The Guru has to work for it together. When two people work together in the same direction, then there is a union of that work, and wherever there's a union, there's a result. Union and result. If the union is negative, the result will be negative. If the union is positive, the result will be positive. It is scientific. You understand? All of you understand? Now, if you come here with a negative energy, and Acharyaji will transfer positive energy to you, positive and negative scientifically, what will the result be? It will be neutralized. You'll get Amita? 0. Positive, negative energies will be neutralized. You'll get 0. You must come positive, and the Guru will give you positive energy. What will happen to that product when it interacts? You understand? All of you understand? So Lord Sri Ramanuj at the end, he taught devotion through surrender. What he taught? Devotion through surrender. Or surrender through devotion. And he left this open. In all his teachings, he closed everything. He gave you a result. 1 plus 1 equal to 2. 5 plus 6 equal to 11. 100 minus 1 equal to 99. But this part he left open. Devotion through surrender or surrender through devotion. In surrender, there's an element of devotion. In surrender, there has to be an element of devotion, and in devotion, there has to be an element of surrender. Yes or no? It depends which element in you is activated or at its highest peak at that point in time. I surrendered. I surrendered. Okay? First, now I am attaining devotion. I personally surrendered first. I put my hands up and I told God, I tried every trick in the book to trick you. I tried every trick in the book to trick you. I even cancelled you from my life. For over 20 years, I thought you did not exist. I fought every battle with you. I blamed you for everything. I blamed you for everything wrong that I did. I blamed you. Now, I am putting both my hands up. I have realized that you are a power that I cannot estimate. Jai Bhai? Raj Bhai? Raj? Which unit in Phoenix you are? Which side of Phoenix? Verlam, you in Verlam. So I was running minibus taxis in Phoenix first and then in Durban earlier on. At that point in time, I was an atheist. What do you think the name on my windscreen was? No, Big Boss. Big Boss, because there was nobody that could win an argument with me. I took instructions from nobody. I was God of gods. You understand? So I had to write the Big Boss. Okay? And then I realized there is a bigger boss. I realized there is a bigger boss, and I surrendered to that bigger boss. Because him and I were in conflict my whole life. So I couldn't devote myself to him immediately. So I surrendered. I surrendered. And at this moment, I am in more surrender than devotion. And as I said, I'm for real. I am for real. Nothing here is a stage setting. So I don't want to lie to you that I am the most devoted guru on this planet. I am the most surrendered guru on this planet. When you come here, you don't see me, my eyes closed and mantra beats, one, my lips moving. You saw that anytime, Satish? But you see me in surrender. You'll always see me working for the Lord. You always see me working for the Lord. I am in total surrender of the Lord. Do you understand? Those gurus that's meditating all the time, they are in devotion. I am in surrender. Are you understanding? I am the practical side of the guru system, the practical side. Okay? All of you understand? And through this practicality, it makes it easier for me to reach to you. I'm closer to you in this surrender system. If I was in the meditative system, then you and I would have been far apart. I must take a drive in your mind, land on your head, go inside your mind, talk to you and come out. I got no time for all that. Imagine if I land in Sita's mind, I'll be imprisoned. I won't be able to come out again, you understand? So I'd rather be safe and sit in my kutir, sit in my ashram and be in surrender. Jai Sriman Narayan.